Wow, thank you so much. Again, thank you, Sir BJ. Can you just give a hand for Sir BJ for really being able to give up his all, no? Especially for this morning, just so we could all kick off. So again, I am Migs, and how many of you here are happy and excited for this upcoming year? Maybe a lot of your plans, a lot of your things are actually gonna work out this time, di ba? Can you just type it in the chat box? Dali. Sino dito excited and happy? I want it very engaging. Okay, bakit? Kasi of course, your energy this year, your energy for this morning, your energy for today might actually be that momentum that you've always wanted to have for the rest of the year so that you can now turn all of your impossibilities to what? Your possibilities. So are you guys excited around that? Type mo naman me. Go ahead. Okay, and of course, along with me mamaya, no, will be Luis. Okay, she's one of my financial consultants, my financial planners, just like you. Okay, who can actually share her story, who can actually share her testimony. Okay, as to how you can make impossible possible, regardless from whether you're a young person, whether you're new. Okay, halata naman po, no, with Luis, no? Very, very young and yet very, very excellent. She's one of my MDRTs. Mamaya we'll introduce ourselves in a while. But either way, okay, would like to share this with you simply because maybe for the next 30 minutes, for the next 40 minutes, grabe, ang daming nag-miss. Si Jata, si Erickson, si Mark, si Judes. Binabasa ko po talaga yan, ano? Si Faye, if you can have your video on, mas maganda para makapagkwentuhan tayo. Okay, para makita ko naman yung inyong itsura. Okay, si Fe, sabi niya, excited na siya. Si Kathleen, sabi niya, excited na siya. Wherever you are in the Philippines, whatever area you have, go ahead, type it in the chat box so that we can what? See how excited we all are in every single part of the what? Of the Philippines, no? In every single area. So sabi ni Denmark, very, very excited, very, very ready, no? From Cebu IT Park. Ayan, napakaganda. Alright, of course, Danny Joy is excited as well. Now, why are we talking about this and why is my energy so high? Sabi nung iba, la. Grabe, ang taas ng energy ni Sir Migs. Okay? Bakit? Simply because I need you guys to understand that, of course, if you're excited or your emotions and your energy and your momentum for today and every single day of your January, no, hindi pa tapos ang January, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Your energy, your momentum, and your excitement for this month can actually affect and can actually dictate the rest of the year. And maybe the reason why we're invited here right now, in a moment, okay, we're gonna be introducing ourselves. But for a while, the reason maybe why we're invited is because we wanna make sure that in your branch, in your area, in your company, you can actually turn something that maybe you thought was impossible. Are we clear? All the way to what? By December 2022, you now start to realize that, hey, this is actually possible. Is that exciting for you guys? Thumbs up, react, thumbs up, react. Okay? And therefore, before I start out, maybe I'd like to introduce myself first. Okay? But then again, I just want to honor, acknowledge, and thank you guys for being here. I thank you as well for maybe having me over. Thank you for inviting me. Okay, welcome me naman in the chat box. My name is Migs. Okay, I've been serving a lot of organizations, companies, no, in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, maybe for the past 5 years that I've been doing this professionally. But more than that, maybe the best introduction that I'd like to give myself is the introduction that is related to our business. Okay? And if you're gonna ask me, Migs, ano na ba yung nagawa mo as far as our industry is concerned? Financial services. As far as the banking industry is concerned, financial services, because just like you, I also belong in the financial industry. Kaya nabanggit na ito ni Sir BJ a while ago. But then I'd like to reiterate it once again. I actually am also is selling, okay, you're set for life. Okay, you're set for health. You're set for tomorrow, your can-do bundles. Okay, I'm actually from FWD. Okay, just to give you a little background about myself. Ito, no? Allow me to do a little bit of share screen. Yan. So just to give you a little background about myself, no? So I've actually licensed. I got actually coded in 2019. Okay, February 14. Opo, Valentine's. Sa totoo lang, no? I actually got coded in 2019 February. Okay, within almost 1 year, no? In 2020, I became the top case counter of the #1 branch in the entire FWD. Okay, I actually belong to the agency force. So, di ba, you guys are familiar with your FWD. Thumbs up. Okay, whether you're young, whether you're tenured, whether this is your first year, your second year, or maybe matagal na kayo with security bank, got promoted in 2021. Hindi ko alam kung ano itsura ng financial officer on your end. Maybe it's a branch, no? If I'm not mistaken, it looks like a branch head. So, and by last year, still on the same year, within 9 months, na hit na po natin yung Elite Gold Leader, which is the highest recognition for leaders in the agency force. Of course, yours truly, Kay and Luis, who is gonna be with me, who's gonna share this testimonial, is all about we are $21 million roundtable. Okay, we are a qualifier and we are a member of MDRT. And in the same way as a leader, we are already a Gamma, okay, Frontline Leader Award. So again, this is not about me. The reason maybe why I'd like to share this is because para naman alam nyo na maybe may patutunguhan itong pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw. Yes or yes? Hindi naman to po ito tungkol sa akin, pero this is really all about, okay, meron tayong direksyon, meron tayong patutunguhan, and maybe it is really possible to turn something that you perceive to be impossible, to turn it into something that is now possible. Because now this is no longer about your educational background. Whether whatever your education is, in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, maybe you have been in a very wonderful institution in terms of your education in the Philippines, or maybe you are from another school, it doesn't matter. Okay? Number 2, it's not about your social status. It's no longer about your social status. Okay? Whether pinanganak ka mayaman, okay, swerte, or maybe pinanganak kang struggling, maybe yung family mo, it doesn't matter. Because what we'd like to talk to you in a moment is that the team that we're actually leading now, that allowed us to be an elite gold leader, okay, is a team that I'm so proud of, simply because if there's one thing I'd like to share with you, these people are also just like you. These people are like you who maybe, okay, started from scratch, started from the beginning, no? Started from the bottom, now we're here. Maganda ba yon? Which means wherever you are, whoever you perceive to be, it's about the core principles that can allow you to become what? Successful and get into your next level and turn into your possibilities. So is that exciting for everyone? Thumbs up. Thank you so much. And so as I'd like to share my introductory for you guys, maybe for this case, I'd like to share this with you. This is some examples na gusto ko lang ipakita. Notice these are very young people. These are people na maybe just like you. Or maybe these are people that you have more experience already on. That you have more tenure already. Mas marami ka ng experience. Mas marami na yung tenure mo. No? Or maybe mas marami ka ng achievements in the past. As you look at these faces, as you look at these smiles, these are people from different parts of the country. If these people have done it, of course you can too. If these people from no salary, no benefits, and yet making things happen, as young as they are, the youngest here is 18. Ladies and gentlemen, still in school, from no network, from no background, and yet making things happen. Elite awardee. How much more ikaw, which I know and I truly believe you can make it as well. You can make it possible as well. I do believe it's something possible for you as well. Why? Because this is no longer about just background. Because these kids have no background. This is no longer just about what happened in my past. Because these kids don't even have a past. Some of them are still students. But this is about learning the right principles of turning impossibility to possibility. Is that exciting for you guys? Type in the chat box if yes. Because here's the thing. Okay? The thing here is about being able. Thank you, no? Kay Maripe na nag-yes. Sa kay Carla na nag-yes. Here's the thing. It's all about being able to acknowledge and understand that the most important part here is what? Number one, principles. Okay? Is that enough? No. This must also match with what? The second part here. Okay? Which is character. Is that enough? Not yet pa rin. You've got your what? You've got your mind right? You've got your spirit right? Okay? But it's also not enough. You must also be equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge so that you can work on it 100%. So that you can get your body right as well. Okay? And if there's one thing that maybe I'd like to share with you is that the common problem. Ayan, sabi ni Adiala. Yes, no? Very, very excited rin daw. Thank you so much. Because the moment you got your skill set, your character, and your mindset aligned, character, ladies and gentlemen, is your work ethics. Character, ladies and gentlemen, is the way you actually go at 9 a.m., kukuha ng kape, rekta muna. No? Sino kasi, alam ko, nakaka-relate. I used to work also. Okay? Paminsan yung 9 o'clock hanggang 9:30, chikahan muna yan sa pantry. Totoo. Wag nang ngumiti. Para kunwari, hindi ako nakaka-relate dyan. No? Pagpasok ko ng 9 o'clock, pagpasok ko ng 8 o'clock, diretso na ako agad. No? Wag na sumagot sa chat box. But, are you guys with me? Okay? It's about having the work ethics to get through the work, but more than the work ethics, you will match it with what? Principles. That it is not impossible. No? Double negative. It is not impossible to increase my points. It is not impossible. Okay, bakit ko alam po na may points? Okay, para lang po alam nyo, I'm also ang tawag dyan, yung gold member. Tama ba? Paki-correct naman ako sa chat box. Yung gold circle, di ba? May gold circle yung security bank. Tama ba? I love security bank. No joke, ang ganda ng inyong customer service. Yung sinabi kanina ni Sir na you guys are wanting to have a better banking experience by focusing on becoming customer-centric. And if there's one thing that you can, it's not impossible for you to increase your points exponentially, because the moment you match your skill set, your principles, and your characters, you will be able to achieve exponential what? Exponential growth effortlessly. When I say effortlessly, hindi mo na kailangan isipin pa if you're gonna be qualified to a travel incentive, or if you're gonna be qualified to a point system incentive, or you're gonna be qualified to a certain recognition or certain award. Why? Because let your principle-based, this is possible, character-based, work ethics, and ultimately, when your principles and characters are aligned, you are working on your personal growth, personal development, personal experience that's increasing your skills every single time. And your work is a living proof. You don't even have to what? push for something, you don't even have to go for a pressure, you don't even have to go through stress, you're not even burnt out. Why? Because everything is aligning with you as you match your skills with your principles and also your character. Are you guys learning? Thumbs up? Okay? Bakit to naging totoo? Because the major problem right now of people, especially in our industry, in the financial services, okay, are two things. Number one, okay, the number one here is limiting belief. The very first part here that is blocking a lot of people around this is what you call your limiting belief. Okay? What is your limiting belief? Your what? Justification. No? Sabi ni sir, sabi ni area head, sabi ni manager, 20 days na, ba't wala ka pang benta? Ang dami nang lumapit sa store, sa branch. No? Kasi sir, yan, no? Ang favorite ng mga nagja-justify na subject, kasi. Totoo. Ang favorite niyang subject, kasi. Bakit? Sa lahat ng pagkakataon, no? Ang sabi niya, kasi sir. Kasi ma'am. Kasi ganito eh. Kasi tagtipid po si client, ma'am. No? Justification. Number 2, excuses. Meeting, Monday na Monday. Why are you late? No? May nalilate pa sa Zoom. Pansin nyo ba yon? Sir, na-traffic ka sa Zoom? Diretso ka lang galing sa kama, pumunta ka na lang sa laptop mo. Na-traffic ka pa? No? Yung iba tumatawa, may mga kakilalang ganyan. Sabi, parang naalala ko yung office mate ko ah. No? Why are you late? Sir, kasi traffic yung Zoom. Binuksan mo na lang yung laptop mo, na-traffic pa rin. Binuksan na yung iPad, na-traffic pa rin. Ayan, no? Excuses. Ayan. Number 3, BS stories. Bull stories. No? Kayo na lang magtuloy. Basta, all of these things. And last but not the least, your what? Scenarios. Or stories that no longer serve you. That stories that you could continually keeping to tell yourself every single time, every single month, every single year, and maybe that's why our life is not working. Are you guys with me? No? Huwag niyo na pong basahin ng buo kasi hindi po yan nababagay sa branch. Dapat po yan pina-flash. Tama po ba? Yes or yes? Hindi yan nababagay sa branch. Dapat yan pina-flash away. No? Okay? Ano yung mga limiting belief na binabanggit natin na usually, ayan, di nababagay sa region, sabi ni JTA. Correct. Hindi po ba? Now, ano-ano yung mga usual? Ito yung, wala pa po kasi ako experience doing it, ma'am. Yan, no? Hindi po kasi ako marunong, ma'am. Yan, no? Ano pa ba yung mga experience na naririnig nyo? Yung mga manager or yung mga area head, no? Wag na mag-name drop. Yung yung mga justification at excuse. Nahihiya po kasi ako, ma'am. Yan, no? Nakakahiya. Kakapagod. Correct? O kaya ayaw po kasi ni client. I want you to be inspired by the story of Luis. Okay, not just like you. Okay, of course, mamaya she will tell you her story. But this is a living and actual example of someone who's actually shy, who doesn't know sales. Okay, I tell you, this woman, very powerful woman now. When I met her, I tell you, this person, ibagsak mo sa sales talaga. No joke. Iba na lang yung pagbentahin mo, wag lang si Luis. No joke. What right now, this woman, ang tawag nga, ang running joke nga ko kay Luis in the organization is the undisputed. No? Nauumay na kami sa mukha niya kasi kapag recognition, siya na lang lagi. No? Undisputed. Undefeated. Ano ba? Pwede ba mapalitan naman? Lagi na lang siya. Okay, $1 million round table pay. Why? But if you're gonna look at her background in the past, ma'am, you wouldn't even pass this. Sa interview pa lang, sasabihin mo, hindi pwede maging sales to. Hindi makakadagdag sa points to. In fact, magiging sakit lang to sa ulo natin. But right now, what shifted in transition, number one, is working on what? Self-belief. Working, translating your limiting belief to a belief of I'm possible. Does that make sense? Number two, what takes you out of your comfort zone? Kasi marlagi na nating naririnig, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, no, in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, my friends, lagi na natin naririnig yung getting out of your comfort zone. Ano bang itsura ng getting out of your comfort zone? It's the way to look at it and the face, yung itsura ng getting out of your comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen, is getting out of the story you keep telling yourself. Mali ang drawing. The story you keep telling yourself that what? I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Or you keep telling yourself that maybe I am not worthy. That I don't deserve success. That maybe sila lang. They can. Not me. Getting out of your comfort zone means flushing all of this and stepping into a bigger you. Stop. Bigger you, because when you become bigger, the very first step to solve a problem is to acknowledge there is one. Yes or yes? Thumbs up. The very first problem that we need to solve here, if you want to start the year, if you want to make things happen, the very first thing is to solve the problem of understanding that your comfort zone, your box that's keeping you from your greatness is that story inside of you telling you, I'm not good enough and I can't. And I'm not worthy. Because now, these thoughts are what? These thoughts are translating to your what? Emotion. From your thought, nagkaroon ng focus. From your focus, nakaramdam na. From your emotion, what kind of action will you create? Limited action. Bakit? Ayaw pumalpak, ayaw mag-mistake, ayaw mag-fail, baka pagalitan ni sir, baka pagalitan ni ma'am. Here's the thing, the more na pinapagalitan ka and want ka maging better ni sir at ni ma'am, ibig sabihin mas secured ka sa trabaho mo. Correct? Pag si ma'am sa kasi sir, wala nang pakialam sa'yo, medyo kabahan na. Medyo malapit-lapit na yan. Correct? Why? Because when your superiors, what? See you, it means they take care of you. When your superiors take care of you, it means you have the security. Which means I would rather be what? Mapagalitan for my mistake so that I can grow, so that I can be better, so that I don't have to repeat the same mistake again. And if I don't repeat the same mistake again, my performance becomes bigger, my performance becomes better, then now I can achieve more things. Now I can have more points. The focus now is on how can I be better, how can I grow, how can I change, not taking things offensively, personally, against me, because yung ego of offensive, of taking things against me is what? Limiting me. And ladies and gentlemen, your thoughts, emotion, and action will now start to translate into your result. Are you guys learning? The very first thing, if you want to turn impossible to possible, is to acknowledge that you're good enough. Is to acknowledge that you're great. Okay? Sir, yung resulta ko hindi pa nag-show up. Then don't think about your result. Think about your growth. Because when you grow, the result will follow. And what kind of growth am I talking about here? The growth, okay, that I mentioned on page 1, which is number 1, the growth in terms of your what? Mindset. Or what? Knowledge. Or IQ. No? Possible dyan, IQ. But is that enough? No. Napakarami nating kilala, ang talino. Pag kinausap mo, wow! Pero kapag nakita mo yung report, wow! Totoo, totoo. Diba? Pag kinausap mo, grabe, alam niya lahat. Kapag tinignan mo yung report card, wow! What happened? Why? Because IQ is not enough. It must be matched with what? Character, which is your what? Emotional quotient. And most importantly, I tell you, most importantly, adversity quotient. Kapag ni-reject ni client, okay, this client doesn't want, I move on to the next. I made a mistake from this client, I'll go to the next. I'll do something better. It's the ability to stand up after you fall up. It's the ability to keep moving forward, even if you feel there is a struggle, even if you feel there is a perceived challenge. But is that enough? No. What will keep you moving is not just your IQ, EQ, AQ, but ultimately your what? MQ or your mastery quotient. How have you mastered your craft? How have you mastered your skills? And there is only one skill that I'd like to share. Okay lang ba i-share ko sa inyo? Thumbs up? Hey, thank you so much. I saw that, Karez. Ayan, there's only one. Ayan, thank you, Ma'am Fe. Napakagandang picture po. Thank you, Ma'am Jessel. Thank you, Marlon. No? Thank you, Aubrey, Denmark, Carla, J. Luzon, Mozfar, Maria Lourdes. Maraming salamat po. The only mastery skills that I'd like to share with you is the skills of becoming, isa lang po, your people and persuasion skills. Because your people allows you to become what? Likeable. Your people allows you to be what? Connectable. But your persuasion skills allow you to be reliable. Ladies and gentlemen, likability, connectability, and reliability is the only thing you need to become a sales. Magaling. No? Proficient. I tell you, don't even have to close people. You just have to build certainty and people will close themselves. When people are sure, number one, I like this, I like you, I like the service, I like everything, I like the company, they can connect. Alam mo, gumaan na yung loob ko sa'yo bilang magsa-service sa akin and I know you are good at what you do, you know what you're talking about. Yes, my money is gonna be growing, I've got my insurance, I've got my protection, I love it. How can I start? When there's certainty, closing is automatic. If there's no certainty, it's gonna be a struggle to close deals. When you now align and when you now match your skill set to become a master and bring it with your principles, which is your mindset that I am good enough, that I am worthy, that I deserve to be promoted too, that I deserve to be successful too, that I deserve as well. And ultimately, number 3, I've got my character, my work ethics, not giving up, continuous moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, effortlessly, you are on your way to your exponential growth. Maganda ba yun?